Please no more cursed toes, or at least not too many of them. I'd honestly rather fight Orbs of Fire on this character, even though actually having said that out loud, maybe not so much, because we only have 1 pip of fire resistance. How many resistance potions do I have? Just 1. So if there's any time where I really need to be, choose my moment, that's going to be it. Let's block off over here. But fortunately, we do have an open passageway. If I could just bring to your attention myself and just a couple of you. Perfect. And there we go. We can see the Orb Guardian fight not always going quite as smoothly as the first couple. I can just start blasting a little bit. Let's do some checks. 45. You shouldn't be too much worse than that. Guess we can still just pop up here so that we're not putting ourselves in extra danger. And what I'm actually going to do here, as long as I survive this fight, which I should, all things fair, I'm actually going to explore this stairwell up. I do have to try and remember that I've explored this stairwell, but not actually linked it up to our pathway. But that way I can escape up here if things start to get a little bit dire in our fancy little hallway here. Hello, friends. I also want to remember dispersal at any opportunity that it seems like it may be a lifesaver. I want to stay out of the range of those alarm traps as much as possible. So we can step here safely. Oh, and we can just get the Dread Lich. Beauty. Okay. If you could come join me in this hallway real quick, I promise nothing untoward is going to happen to you or anything crazy like that. Couldn't imagine. But I will irradiate you to death because that's just common sense. We do see an Orb of Fire, at least 1. So that's good to take note of now. I am going to escape with this Death Cob just in case they start crawling around the corner. I am very concerned, I should say, about those alarm traps. We'll have to see how she goes. Also, ooh, there's that input buffer that I was concerned about earlier. So many, oh my gosh. That's not great. Let's not do that. Are there any Fated Altars? If there is, go to worship one. If I get Ignis for Orb Run, it shortens it effectively by 1 floor. That is true. Hey, Lost Zot, how's it going? What happens after I get the orb? Oh, who knows? I mean, just when I grab it, a lot of panic, a lot of heavy breathing, probably a little bit of shaking in my boots. After we bring it out of the dungeon here, live a happy life with my hyena family, you know? Go back to my home, my whole cackle of gnolls. Again, almost rushed drinking my drink and choke live on stream. That'd be real fun. Fortunately, choking on liquid generally isn't the end of the world. There are 2 Orbs of Fire. Okay. Well, that's interesting. This is where I kind of wish that I had kept that anti-magic axe. But I think I'm going to start walking back. Oh, there might be 3 of you even. This is hurting quite badly, so I might need to haste. Stay ahead of this son of a gun. Ooh, they keep trying to mutate me, but fortunately, this is why we absolutely adore the fact that we became genetically stable. Orbs of Fire can't open doors. Ooh, that's an interesting little piece of trivia to stow away for later. I think I want to fight you. I'm fast. Box of Beasts might be important here. But at the same time, might just have to start slinging. In fact, silver boomerangs, you can actually wait on the back burner. We're going to use our silver javelins temporarily. And hopefully take this son of a gun down relatively quickly. There are the javelins. Maybe not as quickly as I would have liked. But you can see that the silver weaponry is doing absolute wonders. There we go. We got one. We got one. We did it. I want to quiver those silvers again. Let's grab that. You're way too scared about the orb run. You check all upstairs hatches and dungeon depths and Zot before touching the orb. That's the smart way to do it. Definitely continue doing that if you're able to, if you have the patience and you have the time. I would always recommend building out the best return. I think my first victory in the game, I actually used Wands of Digging to create pathways between all the closest stairs and made like the, you know, most optimal route for my entire orb run. And it definitely shortens it quite considerably, and, you know, just make sure that you don't have to face off against anything too frightening. Have nice, quick, easy escape routes on any given floor, which is pretty beautiful. Is Lightning Rod good with that much Evo? You've been unimpressed with it, but you've not had that much Evo. In general, I'm actually a pretty big fan of the Lightning Rod, just for the piercing bolt effect and the fact that it's rechargeable. But I can definitely understand if you've had, yeah, kind of personal experiences that lead you to feel differently about it. It does definitely scale pretty well off of Evo, but I've got to be honest, I generally don't have 20 evocations either. It's not on my recent characters. Have I ever lost during an orb run? Huh. That's a great question. Have I ever lost during an orb run? Potentially not, weirdly enough. I've died in Zot 5 so many times. I've come close to dying on orb runs many times, but I don't know if I've actually died. I might be proven wrong if somebody remembers like one of our Win with Every Species runs that might have died in an orb run, and I'm just forgetting. But off the top of my head, I'm tempted to say no, weirdly enough. Though again, definitely have had close calls, so it's not to say that the orb run is not dangerous or cannot end lethally for you, because it definitely can and will if you give it the opportunity. But I feel like I've been some strange mix of lucky and experienced enough with it, I guess, to not find myself in too much trouble. That's pretty wild, though. Never really thought about that to this extent. So do we have... I think we have another Orb of Fire. We do. Ooh, and it's going to beat its friends, which makes sense. It is fast. Okay. It's risky, but I think I'm going to start blasting you. You do have Hellfire, if I remember correctly, or Damnation as it's more commonly known and loved. In that case, I'm going to try to walk away. Perfect. Close this door. Heal up real quick. In fact, I'm going to just pop upstairs. And I'm much more willing to take the fight under these circumstances. Orb of Fire is immune to BVC. Yeah, I didn't even think about using it because unfortunately, if we're in sight range with this buddy, we're probably in trouble to a certain extent. Let's also check maybe Irradiate is dealing 3d24 damage. It's not bad if we can soften you up with some of our silver buddies here. Feel odd for a moment? That means that we've again managed to just barely avoid level of mutation, and I have to go. Oof, this is rough. I think I'm actually gonna clear a path to our previous pathing here. Kill you real quick. Another book could have something nice in it. No Spellforge Servitor, that's what I was kind of desperately hoping for. But I'm gonna head back to this downstairs so we can potentially split this fight off further. We no longer have a good amount of silver weaponry, but if we can just get next to the Orb of Fire, we can resort to leaning a bit more heavily on the Irradiate side of things. I'm also gonna quickly plop down here. Okay, give the server a moment to respond. Good opportunity to take a drink. Oh gosh, yeah, that's too far. But I'm gonna place an exclusion. And then I'm actually gonna forget the level. And let's refine some of our old friends, shall we? Okay, being right next to you is scary, but also kind of ideal. Let's see how the irradiates do. Can definitely see why I wanted to use these as our Orb of Fire contingency plan. Still not quite enough to kill, which is a shame. I'm really hoping this silver boomerang lasts through this Orb of Fire. Please. Any day now. Any second now. Oh gosh, that hurts. Okay. Wand of Acid, 50% chance to hit. Not great. How much damage does the Radiate do? What was it? 3d35 or something? Let's do a quick check. 3d25, so slightly less than I was making it seem there, but still very decent. And it's worth the extra contamination there just to kill our friendly orb, I think. Because I am having none of that. Did we get mutated with teleportitis? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Got lots of alarm traps here. We're gonna be waking everything up, which is kind of the worst of it. I have no blinking to immediately take me on into a teleport. I'm gonna read. We do get marked, but this was to be expected. So how about those mutations, right? I didn't even notice I got that one. We even have the mutation potions to avoid it, but that's my bad. I'm going to drink haste real quick. What else can I do here? Wanted to make it to this and then cancel our teleport if that became necessary. Oh boy. Oh me oh my. Could use Dispersal to give us some room here, even though that's actually kind of bad because it means that we'll get more blasted by the Orb of Fire. What else could I do? Could try and Swiftness and run into this trap still, but I'm guessing we take too much damage on the journey, unfortunately. Have a bunch of Heal Wounds potions. I'm going to start with one of these. Hope that, oh, everyone gets tossed around by a displacement trap. That's actually kind of nice, honestly. Magical effects are unraveling, including our teleport. Quicksilver Dragon, I hate you with a burning passion. Okay, I just need to survive a couple steps. Yes, rampage into the trap. Oh my gosh. You beautiful, beautiful luck. Okay, make sure I don't have the teleport name there. Would passage work there? That's actually interesting. Potentially should have thought about that as a potential option. But as is, we got through. I'm going to statue form right away. And I'm also going to... Wand of Acid is kind of nice against the fire, but I'll Wand of Acid you. Need the damage. I will gladly stand in the fire just to try and finish this off. Gonna contaminate ourselves to a decent extent, but anything to kill this gosh darn toe. Then Draconians should be fine, though I'm worried about our current state of being, to say the least. Let's see, do we have any other options that we might want to whip out here? I guess Swiftness is not bad. These buddies do all fly, I believe. No, they do not. I lied directly to you. So they are slowed by the shallow water. Maybe, maybe not. I don't actually know anymore. But regardless, I do have enough defensives and regeneration to just walk away. No, thank you, game. I will not walk into the cloud of flame. I'll instead just leave. And get teleported before I manage to do so. About those mutations, you say. That one's gotta go. So, before we do anything else, let's do that. Feel a strange attunement to the structure. I believe we got rid of it. Fantastic. Jeez Louise. Oh boy. Okay, 45 damage here. You kind of hurt, but I like that you're not able to call Damnation where we currently are, so that's something. We could drink another heal wounds. I think we gain positive out of that. We do. Then I'm just going to irradiate on these fools. And that should do it. Holy moly. What a wild ride. Okay. Okay. Oh, we have fun here. Well, let's finish re-exploring. Make sure we're not leaving too many enemies at our backs, because I am concerned about that still. It's something. On your Demon Spawn Conjure Zot visit, you were in statue form always. Yeah, generally, with most characters, just might as well always be in your statue form. I guess most, like, spellcasters specifically, even. Because that is generally where you'll desperately need those defenses. Here, it just gives us torment resistance and a little bit of overall health, which is definitely something, don't get me wrong, but not as strictly necessary as it is on a lot of casters, just because we have a half-decent armor class without. Had to recast it, but other than that, no, exactly, makes a lot of sense. Again, if I'm ever running especially a Feelid or an Octopode, but generally pretty much any spellcaster character, I would follow the same strict rules for sure. But okie dokie. Let's clean up all these sons of guns. And I guess once more into the breach, no? Jeez Louise. Get rid of this exclusion in particular. Oh, and I guess I should have probably just gotten ourselves walking that direction while I was already focused, but that's fine. And let's go for this one more time. There is another Orb of Fire. Oh my gosh. You kids don't give up, eh? It's maybe indirectly trying to attract the orb. Also, excuse me, Draconian. I thought I did a back clear here. Apparently I missed some friendly faces. My bad, my bad. Well, let's pop up here, and now actually we do have the Orb of Fire essentially isolated, Komodo Dragon notwithstanding. So let's again start with the javelins like we do. As long as they hit, we actually do pretty well here. Feel odd for a moment. Man, imagine how many mutations we'd have if we didn't have mutation resistance coming into this. Absolutely wild. Check our mutations. Perfect. Hastily map a small space around us is a really funny mutation that I didn't notice that we gained earlier. I'm afraid Ash is just you but stronger. My mutation friend, but that's fine. Let's just kill these sons of guns. And no more Orbs of Fire, maybe? Would that be nice? It's rough that we woke up this side because it means that these buddies might come wandering out at any given moment. But ideally, not too much. You can see that we still have some red faces down below. I'm again trying to kind of avoid these alarm traps if possible. So being a wee bit sneaky in our positioning. But otherwise, should be able to take these buddies on. Red faces could also be clowns. That's good to know. Perfect. I actually also don't know for sure if there are any big changes to Zot 5. Or more accurately, the Zot enemies. So I'm slightly worried about that. Is your first time using statue form? You're impressed with it? It is a beautiful spell. Fantastic. Absolutely run saving. But you had thought Permaslow was bad, but Added Defense made up for it by and large. Yeah, to a huge degree, my friend. It's one of the few spells that I think if I had to just pick one spell to guarantee on any caster run, it would probably have to be statue form. Sentinel's mark forms on me. I'm going to cancel that right away. Even though we might get a second one immediately. Oh gosh. And, oh, there's an obsidian statue down here, and I'm paralyzed. Oh dear gosh. So, Gonna start by reading a summoning scroll just in case I get paralyzed again. I want a little bit of an army of my own at the disposal. Also, tormentors must go immediately. So that's a nice little addition. We are marked again, of course, because there was that second alarm trap, and I am inside of it. Would you look at that? Whoopsie daisies. Potentially risky. I'm going to start with haste, though. This is the potentially risky part. Cancellation, I might need in the future. Also, it got rid of my haste because I'm dumb. Whoops. In that case, someone's probably going to hit that spatial distortion trap any moment now, hey? Our summons were also completely abjured, of course, as one could expect. This has been a rough Zot 5, I'll tell you that much for free. But let's Condenser Vein, give me Acid Clouds, or not. That's cool too. And everyone be blinking. Okay. Oh, again, this is going to be rough. What's our chances of you petrifying us? 9 or 17%? Definitely too high for my books, unfortunately. Don't need resistance. I think I will Potion of Haste again, even though I'm so sad that we kind of were our own worst enemy there. Gonna step back so that I can Yar's Violent Unraveling on this summon real quick before we get tormented. And what else can we potentially do here? We have another Ancient Lich queued up. We have 2 Killer Clowns to keep in mind. I'm tempted to go statue form right away here, but I want to take a moment, think about my decisions before moving ahead with that. Because alternatively, Dispersal? What was that on? D? Let's try it out. Just move some enemies around real quick. Doesn't necessarily solve life's problems, but it helps. It does help. Killer Clowns are also not resistant to poison, so that's kind of nice. Everything else, no shot, no chance for us, really. Let's check how dangerous, oops, not that is. Cloud of Translocational Energy, not that dangerous, surprisingly enough. But, more importantly, Executioner, 10 damage and up for 30, so that's 50 total, no problems. I'm probably going to leave you alive. Don't need to violently unravel you, necessarily. Yeah, monsters can break doors now? Yes, they can. It's been interesting. We're seeing that for the first time on this run, really. I think a couple times on maybe our first couple, but not a whole lot of action in that regard. But we've had plenty of opportunities to see things shake out this time around. And we do have enemies at our backs. So let's bring in a summon to potentially help with that side of things. I guess we no longer have that one Lich Buddy disappeared, right? So I'm going to scroll of summon as well, even though it doesn't seem to give us a whole lot of options here. If I can quickly command Orb of Zot to go charging this way, that'd be great. Oh, dang it. I wanted this buddy not to be next to us so I could irradiate this son of a gun, but it is what it is. That summoning scroll really sucked, though. If I'm being completely honest with you. Guess we do berserk our own Weird Shock beasts, so that's kind of nice. Class Draconians have a fixed color per job. Oh, that's interesting. Don't get clowned, I'll try my best. No guarantees, of course. That's the nasty part about the clowns, unfortunately. There's never really any guarantee. Are you lightning resistant? Yes, you are. So that's going to be a no to the lightning rod, unfortunately. I could try and phantom mirror you. Kind of dip into our pockets for all the emergency measures here. Last but not least, I'm going to drink Might. And this is where we make our final stand. Oh no, they have abjuration. Gosh, darn it. And paralyze is back in play, which is very unfortunate for us. Could potentially silence. Could potentially fog. Let's start fog and see how that goes. Perfect. Scary Buddy is unable to see us at the moment, at least, so that's nice. I'm also going to change over, I think, to javelins, and we're just going to launch them down this hallway, full speed. I wish I could make sure to signify that I want them to keep traveling in that direction and not into the wall, but unfortunately when you don't have sight, the game kind of freaks out on that kind of forward-based thinking. Okay, let's swap off. Weird Beast, you get this Lich. I've got business to attend to. This way, we have another red face coming. Oh no. It's just been a cascading set of issues, eh? And it never is over. I think I'm gonna have to use my silver javelins as much as I need to save them for Orbs of Fire. Kind of just need to get some progress here across the board. Telly could be a good play. I'm slightly concerned about getting caught out. If we land, for example, in the other lung here, I think that's pretty much game over for me. So, alternatively, I'm gonna try to just kind of recover here as much as possible. And hopefully things end up okay. This Lich is not hasted, now they are, so I regret mentioning it. But it's still something. Don't stand next to me, you son of a gun. Don't stand so close to me, please. Just might get irradiated, so I feel like we're all losers here. Okie dokie. One Ancient Lich should be able to fight. Oh boy. Telly again, that is true. Unfortunately, this is a nightmare. We only got saved last time, largely because we stepped into a permanent teleport trap. The main issue there is that if we teleport scroll around a Quicksilver Dragon, they will just negate it. As much as I hate it. And oh no, more Orb of Fire. Crap. Why are all the clowns coming out now? Okay, summoning. Please don't get burnt up by the Orb of Fire immediately. That would be nice. Holy crap, everyone gets blinked around though. That's something. And here we go. Get a chance to start the contamination process. Definitely focusing down the Orb of Fire first and foremost, so that works for me. Especially if enemies want to surround me like this. Don't mind if I do. In fact, I will allow myself to become extra contaminated just to try and ensure some degree of success here. What are our chances of hitting you? 59%? Come on, just one time. Oh my gosh, we did it. We're not necessarily out of the thicket yet, but it's something. And that's all I can really ask for at the moment. I'd like to try and take those summons as far as I possibly could, but that, for all I know, was as far as I possibly could, and need to kind of play it safe here. Switch over to boomerangs to take care of this son of a gun. Always forget what obsidian statues do. Summoning demons, that's fine. Mesmerize, get wrecked, doesn't work on me. Abjuration does not matter in this circumstance. So we should be able to just kill you. Especially if all of your subjects stay out of my way. I'm turning to stone. Can I beat you to it? No, I still get petrified. Well, that's a shame. Regardless, the rest of you Sons of Guns are kind of chump change, so that's fine. Switch back to the boomerangs to hopefully just kill off this stupid statue real quick. Fantastic stuff. Oh boy. Slowly but surely creeping our way forward here. but it do be a rough one to say the least. Anything else? We're actually pretty close to having Enfeeble castable. I know that that was being called out on Wednesday a bit. So it weakens their melee attacks and disrupts their magic. Ooh, wait. Disrupts their magic. Does that work against Orbs of Fire? You can also Yara yourself. That's actually a really fun strategy. If you're getting hit by Petrify, use Yara's Unraveling on yourself. That's really clever. That's awesome. I think you get bonus points for the sheer gumption of it, which is sweet. And yeah, that's what I thought. It seemed like it was anti-magic. So I was hoping that it would work against Orbs of Fire. And maybe dreams do come true. So we can at least keep that in mind. Did I end up learning it? Oh, I didn't actually teach myself it. Whoops. I'm just gonna have to kill this Lich real quick. Excuse me, pardon me. Hide away in my corner. And let's actually learn that just in case we end up being able to put it into good effect. That's pretty wild. And once more into the breach. I hate this this alarm trap here, but hopefully because we alarmed, yeah, this chamber is largely empty. Sensibly so. And what have we got here? Still at least a couple guardians, of course. Don't translocate yourself towards that alarm trap, buddy. I would not be a fan of that. Definitely start blasting these sons of guns as they decide to surround us. That works out fantastic for me, honestly. Just looking for a chance to get a few more radiates going here or there. Fantastic stuff. Quicksilver Dragon. On your own, not so scary. It's mostly when you're getting rid of my teleport after I've landed in the middle of an Orb of Fire, an Ancient Lich, and what have you. Holy moly. If you could walk this way, my Lich friend, thank you. Again, very much appreciate it. Then I blast you. No shot. Perfect. That's the way we like to see it. I do not like how many distortion traps there are in here. Put me out of sight, out of mind. Fantastic. And that is absolutely lovely. We do have to worry about the electric golem. They could probably ruin our day if they kind of blink over to a distortion, which then puts us in range of the alarm trap. Oh gosh. And Enfeeble works, but Silence doesn't. Yeah, that's what I thought. Jeff has a Demigod of Gozag run? Is that... Am I parsing that right? What? Excuse me. You can't do that. That's not allowed. He's too powerful. Somebody stop this person. Should say they are too powerful. Somebody stop this person. Holy moly. Found some kind of fun little glitch in the release of Trunk. That's fun. Gonna make some noise here, unfortunately, but I do need to just kill you before you become a problem. Get out of hand. And okie dokie. Holy moly. We somehow made it to the orb. That's definitely... Take a sip of the drink time. Need to hydrate after that nonsense. So, devs were changing species mutations, and for 15 minutes, demigods didn't have poor Lauren. That's wild. That's going to be a ridiculously strong character. But as I like to do when we're coming to the orb, do a quick peek as to how many permanent teleport traps we have available. Because if we teleported, say, into this area or into this area, we want to know that we're within a respectably few number of steps to the nearest teleport. And it does seem like we have that under wraps. So, gonna do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can wait, I think it's 7 or 8 turns, but I like to be slightly more cautious than necessary. I'll instead pick this up. And let's see where we get teleported. That's exactly what I was hoping wouldn't happen, but ready to have it as a possibility at least. And we are on our orb run. That's not where I want to go. Nope, nope. Down here, please and thank you, if you could be so kind. So we want to be slightly careful, specifically as we're escaping Zot here, since we haven't fully explored it. But otherwise, we can start using our fast travel keys as necessary. I'm just going to run away from these sons of guns. Not taking too much damage in the process. Absolutely love to see it. No, no, no. Yes. Not that way. Excuse me. Game? What are you doing? What do you think you're doing? For whatever reason, I thought it would only take me down explored pathways, but I guess because we magic mapped, it actually kind of thinks that we know what's going on throughout the rest of the floor. The game's wrong. We have no idea what's going on, and oh gosh, do I not want to learn. But it's good to take note of. Again, as soon as we're out of Zot, things get a little bit more, maybe not easier, but straightforward seems fair. Speaking of which, I make my own path in life, so goodbye, friends. And again, I make my own path. Goodbye, friends. Holy moly. I will irradiate once just to expedite this fight a wee bit, and then we can start heading up to D0, shall we? Sun Demon, you're more of an annoyance than an actual problem, so if you could just back off, that'd be swell. Let's see, can you open doors? Ah, the answer is yes. Okay, fine. Fine, we'll just kill you. Happy now? Are you happy now, my silly orb? An ice fiend? Ooh, boy. So sneaky. So sneaky. Okay, that worked out in our favor. Just keep a schmoove in here. Though, game, I realize that might be a slightly shorter route, but I'm not interested in heading back down to that heck hole. I lied. I actually am very interested in heading back down here, healing up real quick. Thank you, game. What a great suggestion. Thank you, thank you. Oh boy, that torment's gonna be hurting this whole time. Drop the morgue for Jeff's demigod of Gozeg, 15 runes, and completed 1 ziggurat. That's wild. Oh, that's why. It's because my go is no longer at D0. Right, I forget how these things work sometimes. Silly old me. So actually, game, I apologize for my earlier statements. You were just trying your best. Reaper moves in and out of view. That's fine. We just ignore them. We're very sneaky, you see. Very stealthy boy. Wait. Very important that I pick up the gold dragon scales, as you were. Oh, you did see me, hey? Well, that's fine. Where's my nearest stairs for after this? Maybe up here is where it was taking me? And start by killing one flashy son of a gun. Brimstone Fiend changes my mind. Oh gosh. Fortunately, we're staying out of line of sight for the most part. But even one turn is kind of scary against a Tormentor here. I think that's also largely why I wouldn't want to take this character in particular through Ziggurats or Tomb or anything like that, is we have no way of getting around Torment. Whoops. Made a mistake. Just dig our way through. So we definitely would have struggled. I could have maybe thought about doing a Ziggurat now that it comes to the forefront here. Might have been a good idea, but too late now, and I'm happy to just get a going. Try and get our 1 win for the tournament if possible. If we can even just get 1 win per tournament, I will be a happy camper. Did we leave? We left Natasha, I believe, somewhere, right? D3? I don't think I want to kill Natasha. Sigmund, on the other hand, I'm probably down to kill myself a little bit of Sigmund. Or rather, get a little bit of killing Sigmund action in my life. That sounds lovely. So let's go up this unexplored stairwell, kill some jackals and a poor little cobra. You, sir, are no good. For that exact reason, you son of a gun. But Sigmund is dead. Natasha hadn't killed Sigmund yet. No, apparently we just left him alive up here this whole time. How about that? How about that? You wonder what would have happened on Jeff's run if they had used God ability that scales off invocations. Could have definitely been wild. Bit weirder though. Zot 5 safer than Sigmund. You heard it here first, folks. I mean, the funny thing about that is there was a graphic a while back that was like the death distribution. And I think Zot 5 was lower than Sigmund, which makes sense. You see Sigmund earlier. Earlier is generally where runs end. The majority of runs that make it to Zot are pretty strong at the very least, though Zot 5 is a huge uptick in player deaths when it comes to all the different branches in that later stage of the game. But definitely, in any circumstance whatsoever, not just the one I just explained, killing Sigmund always going to be easier than clearing Zot 5. Don't you forget it. Hello, my cherubic friend. I probably should have switched over to Orb or Shield of the Gong for the Orb run in particular here, because it would have allowed us to I mean, we already have to deal with all of our enemies regardless, so it doesn't change anything in that department, I should say. While helping us out, gotta take care of you first, because I do not do well in a tormented environment. Oh my gosh. Primal Fire Sting Beast greater than Cherub. How about that? How about that? Holy moly. Now get the golden rune for tier 3. Not today, friend. Not today. Unfortunately, we don't have the time, and oh gosh, can you imagine the tormentors? Oh gosh. Oh, please no. Not today. Not today. But that's awesome. Thanks for the GG. I was here. Yeah, definitely a huge one. That Zot 5. Oh me, oh my. What an adventure. What a wild ride. At least this time, the orb run itself was okay, because we've definitely seen some rough situations in the past. I'm looking at you, Genie. But absolutely fantastic. We do, I would assume, get our win for the series. Could technically still die because I have one final mission to accomplish. I need to shatter some chains and break this fantastic scale mail. I hate doing it because you were a life partner. You were a beautiful bird flying through the sky. And I owe my life to the scale mail of Gnostic Failure, but I do really want to see what that Gold Dragon scale armor looks like, you know? So I'm going to disintegrate this. Thank you so much, Ash, for all your work. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you, Ash. But we're going to disintegrate that real quick. Don't mind me. And I'm going to put on these Gold Dragon scales. And okay, they don't look too much different on the character itself, but the model outside of that, fantastic. I love them. I know it's pretty small on the screen right now, but that right there is a sassy arm on the hip, if you ask me. That's some attitude in our buddy here, which I love to see. You be you. Go off, queen. Love it. It's nice that Ash cursed items don't break if you transform. Oh, can you imagine? Also, secret little advantage that I just learned here. The thing they don't tell you about at Ash School. You can immediately remove a piece of armor using Ash. How useful is this? I mean, you can't put it on a piece of armor immediately, so maybe you would say not at all. But you can do it. So how about that? And just immediately strip naked using Ash's Break the Chain. So I think that that's a pretty useful case for that ability, right? I could see it happening. But in our general tradition on our own side of things, let's quickly chug a few potions. I want to be the most brilliant Null you ever did see, the strongest. What else can we do here? Can't haste this time, unfortunately. We could mutate the heck out of ourselves. If I gave myself teleportitis, teleported and died, wouldn't that be embarrassing? Can't turn into a tree and escape. I could gain resistance though, so let's do that. Could fly out of here. Again, want to make a bit of an entrance and an exit, as it were. I also should have done this before drinking all those potions because they might run out thanks to that, but let's put on the Shield of the Gong. Big applause for Shield of the Gong. Made it through the majority of the run. Definitely carried us, I should say, through the majority of the run until the end there, where it's a little bit too sketchy for use, but she's a thing of beauty. Our evasion is shot completely to heck with the gold dragon scales on. That's great. We're like half as strong as we should be in order to wear them. But that's about as much as I'll prolong this. Maybe. One last check. No silence. Wouldn't mind fear. Let's be a little bit freaky as we come out. Scare off all of our friends and family who've been waiting. But that's enough of a preamble, enough of a drum roll here, and let's just head out. We have our +4 booster Bellows of Chaos that was not used once after becoming branded with Chaos. Again, that's a whoopsies from me here. But we ended up with some good stuff. The Eye in the Sky, the Panopticon, of course, the Planets of the Sky. A lot of sky themes. In fact, this was our second Eye in the Sky. I believe we broke an Eye in the Sky item. It was a ring before. Ash, you gotta get more creative, my friend. You gotta have more than 10 names that you just recycle over and over again. But more so, I should just get luckier and get funner or more interesting names, since funner isn't a word. Whoopsie daisies. But Curse with Me, been around the whole time. Absolutely. Another big shout out. Same with the Gong there. Did wonders for us. We somehow have had no blink scrolls since our swamp branch. Can you imagine? We used 4 blink scrolls in swamp and then none in Zot. That's pretty wild, at least from my kind of anecdotal experience in the past. But beautiful. With that, we get 56th place, and we do escape with the orb. We didn't even hit level 27, just 1 level shy of max there. Pretty fantastic stuff. 8 hours, sounds about right for me. And we got our win of the tournament. Thank you, everybody, for all the lovely support throughout the entirety of the tournament here. I know I didn't get on quite as much as I might have hoped to, not as much as we did last tournament, but had a heck of a time when we were able to. Very much enjoyed it. Very much was happy to chat back and forth with the lovely individuals here in Twitch chat. Thank you all so much. Wednesday had some fun conversation topics, and there was a lot of lovely support. Fantastic banter to be brought from that. So thank you all for helping me keep things as entertaining as I possibly can here, which, depending on your perspective, maybe isn't enough, but I definitely try our best. Thanks, Brinth, for the GG as well. Thanks for the support and showing up for the tournament runs. And yeah, with that, we're definitely at the end. I know I had a heck of a time. I hope you all enjoyed watching as well. That's a huge part of it. I can kind of blather on and on about how I'd like to try to make things entertaining, but all that really matters is were you entertained? And I sure hope so, because that's what this is all about. Definitely, yeah, again, had a good time. I might be able to fit in a couple of off-camera runs for the tournament here just to get some more points for the team. I wanted to try and potentially get the Trog banner, get down through Lair, maybe even get a rune without a god. Could definitely see if that's a possibility as I fit in little 15 minutes here or there around my projects, but regardless, had a heck of time on this tournament. Thanks again, or a huge shout out to the team members that joined us. We were Curse of the Tengu, then March of the Tenguins. I don't actually know where we left off because I think I changed it to Curse of the Tenguins, but I didn't see it update in the team standings, so I don't know if that actually went through. Decided to make a Bastardhead version of the two, but regardless, thank you all for joining the team. Had a really fun time being able to chat back and forth, see how all of you were doing in your tournament runs. That's always a huge part of it. And so yeah, with that, we'll sign off on the tournament here, having gotten our 1 win, feeling pretty good, and what a ride it was at the end there. Oh my gosh. Still need to kind of take it all in and actually take that deep breath and realize quite how close we came to death so many times. But never didn't have it, of course. I wasn't even scared. Always was going to end that way. I need a third saying so that I can add a good punchline to that. Regardless, for all of you lovely individuals who are watching live right now, we will do a quick check to see who else is around. So we'll definitely shoot off a raid at the end of the stream here. Try and keep all of this positive energy rolling, snowballing out of control until we're all just a big happy mess. So if laptop could just respond, that would be swell. It's thinking, it's chugging, it's going. And let's take a look at who is around. I wouldn't be surprised if Ninth is. Looks about right. Ninth is currently on, playing some Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, I would assume, playing a few more tournament runs, so we'll definitely shoot a raid off on that way. Show some love and support. And keep the tournament going here for the last couple days. For those of you who don't know, I think the tournament ends on Sunday. If we pop up here, does indeed, 8 p.m. UTC. So if you're interested in trying to get a couple of last games in just for fun, see what it's like to compete in the tournament, maybe get a banner just for bragging rights in the future, definitely recommend hopping on in the last couple days if you got the time and seeing what you can do. Of course, we will initiate the raid as we do our final little sign off here, but it can't be overstated enough that I am extremely grateful and appreciative to all you lovely folk who come and support the channel, whether that be chatting here live on Twitch, lurking in the background on Twitch as well. I see you, I appreciate that. That's a viewer after my own heart. I'm quite the lurker myself. But also, if you're watching this later down the road on YouTube, then I thank each and every one of you for all the love and support that we show the channel, or that you show the channel, because I absolutely adore doing this and hope to continue as long as it is possible for me. So thank you all so much. Hope you had a good time. And of course, regardless of all of that, I do hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you out there. And I hope to see you soon in the future, whether that be this Sunday when we're back into our attempts with Deep Elf to get a win with every species in the game, or next Wednesday where I'm probably going to be back to the variety streams, picking a random game, lots of good options there. Definitely come on by if you want to see what we end up getting up to. Regardless, I hope to see you sometime soon. I'll see you.